Okay, students, now we will move to next slide. On this slide, we will see some history points of PHP, versions of PHP. Okay. PHP is a general purpose scripting language geared towards the web development. We have already seen it was originally created by Danish Canadian programmer Rasmus Lidhoff in 1994. PHP was invented in 1994 by Rasmus Lidhoff. And PHP originally stood for personal homepage. Because Rasmus Lidhoff developed it for his personal homepage. Okay, then later it was shortened to PHP FI. Then later the PHP renamed as Hypertext Preprocessor. These are some versions of PHP, like version 1 released in 1995, version 2 released in 1997, and PHP 3, version 3. Version 3 was created by Andy Gutmans and Zeev Sursky and released in 1998. And version 4 of PHP released in 2005. Okay. The version 1 and 2 does not have enough features, but set a benchmark for upcoming versions. Okay. And version 3 and version 4 means PHP 3 and PHP 4 introduced Zend engine. Zend engine. Zend engine. Okay. And what is Zend engine? Zend engine is a interpreter. Okay. Zend engine is an open source interpreter that will interpret PHP code, or we can say that will execute PHP code. Like in C, we have a compiler. Okay. For PHP, there is a Zend engine that convert PHP code into machine code for the processing. Then PHP 5. PHP 5 version have the support for object orientation programming, error handling, XML support. Clear? And before doing PHP or before learning PHP, you must have the basic knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay. You must have the knowledge, basic knowledge of HTML, CSS, JavaScript languages. These three languages are compile side scripting languages. They are all executed and run on the client machine. Purpose of HTML is to show the contents. What are the contents? And the purpose of CSS is how to look or how to lay out that contents. Okay, how to display that contents, like different styles, colors. Clear? And the purpose of JavaScript is to for performing functionality, like you can write procedures, functions in JavaScript. All three languages are compile side scripting languages. And now, what is PHP? We have already seen PHP hypertext preprocessor. Okay. PHP is widely used open source scripting language. And what is open source? There are two types of software like closed source and open source. Can anyone tell me what is open source or closed source? If anyone know. Can anyone answer this question? Okay. Okay. Correct. Open source softwares are those whose source code is available. Okay. And they are freely available to the users. Anyone can join the community. Okay. And can give their ideas, views to the further improvement in the softwares. But the closed source softwares are not freely available and their source code is not available. And they are designed by the particular like organization. Okay. Now next point is PHP scripts are executed on the server. As we already seen, okay, how PHP code is processed. Source code is not visible by the client. And now second last point, what it say, source code not visible by the client. Source code of PHP. Okay, if you have any PHP page, okay, and if you are trying to see source code of that page, but the PHP source code for that page is not available to the user. Why? Because PHP code is processed on the server. Then after processing, there is a plain HTML page which is forward to the client machine. Okay, so the source code of PHP is not available or visible to the user. PHP is free to download and use. Next, what is PHP file? Okay, what is PHP file? In the yesterday lecture, we have already seen the PHP files. Okay, PHP files can contain text, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and also PHP code. Okay, in PHP code, we can have all these type of codes. PHP code are executed on the server and the result is returned to the browser as plain HTML. Okay. And PHP files have extension .php. And what is the extension? Extension followed by a dot and it defines the type of the file. So the system can detect it and process it. Like audio files have different formats, video files have different formats, text files have different formats. Okay. Database files have different formats, different extensions. Okay, then we will move to next slide. What can PHP do? PHP can generate dynamic web page contents. We seen in the example, PHP can create, open, read, write, delete, and close files on the server. Okay. Files will be created on the server. We can open it, read them, write contents in the file. or we can delete the file, or after doing all operations, we can close the file. For this purpose, we have different functions in PHP. PHP can collect data from the user. Okay, collect form data. We can create form. Okay, then user can fill that required information and submit that information, and that information will be forward to the database on the server. Okay, PHP can send and receive cookies. And now the question is, what is cookies? Cookies actually in the form of key pair values, key and values. As you seen a message when you visit any site, they are asking you to accept cookie policy. Okay, or they are asked to accept cookies. And now the question is, what is cookies? Actually, for this we have an example. Suppose there is a user machine. Okay, and there is a server. A client send a request for a particular web page on the server, and the page will be displayed on the client window. Clear? Here, user will enter credentials like user ID and password and click on submit or login. And again, request is sent to the server after login in. Okay. Then here the browser will be asked to save username, password. If you click on save button, then that user ID and password will be saved in your browser window. Okay, in your browser memory. Sorry. In your browser memory. After login, you will log into server and doing your all operations. Okay, then you have to close the window. After some time or after 2-3 days, okay, you put the same web address. You are going to access same web page. Then you enter the web page address and go to the server. And with this request, a cookie file will be also forward to the server. And from that cookies value, the server is able to know that which user which user is requesting a page. Okay, means next time you are not need to log in again. Your login details will be saved in the browser memory, and when you generate a request for the same web server, same web page, then cookies values are attached to your request and sent to the server. With the PHP, you can manage cookies, like you can send and receive cookies. Okay, you can send from server to client cookies, and you can also receive cookies from the user from the server. Clear? For this, we have different functions for cookie handling. Next point is PHP can add, delete, modify data in your database. Obviously, we can connect to the database and we can perform all operations like updation, deletion, insertion. Okay. PHP can be used to control user access. You can restrict user access to a particular portion of the database or the web page. Clear? PHP can encrypt data. You can also perform encryption with the PHP. Encryption is what we can encode the data for the security purpose. Clear? And now, why PHP? PHP runs on various platforms like Windows, Linux, Unix. PHP supports all type of platforms. Okay. And PHP compatible with almost all servers like Apache. We have seen in yesterday lecture when we installed XAMPP server, and from there we have started the Apache by clicking on start button. PHP supports wide range of databases. Different types of databases can be used with the PHP, and PHP is free. Download it from the official PHP resource. You can download from here. PHP is easy to learn and run efficiently on the server side. As we seen this slide in yesterday lecture, for installing PHP, you have to install these components like install a web server, PHP, and database you need for performing database operations. Okay. For installing PHP or for doing code in PHP, for run PHP on your system, you have to install, set up these components. Like first you must have operating system like platform, Windows, Linux, Mac, which you are using on your system. Then a web server. We have installed XAMPP. Okay. A text editor for writing PHP code like Notepad, Notepad++. And then we need a web browser for running our code. Clear? Web server is needed to make your system as a web server. Text editor is needed for creating, writing PHP code, and a browser is needed for running PHP code on the server. Clear? Now there is a basic syntax of PHP code. PHP can be placed anywhere in the document, means you can embed PHP code anywhere in the page. Clear? Structurally similar to the C++, like you have functions, arrays, strings, control statements, operators. Clear? And PHP supports procedural and object-oriented paradigm. Okay, both type of paradigms like procedural approach and object-oriented approach supported by the PHP. All PHP statements end with semicolon. Like in C, C++, you terminate the statement with by using semicolon. In PHP, all statements are end with semicolon. And each PHP script, PHP code must be enclosed in a reserved PHP tag. For writing PHP code, we have opening and closing PHP tag. Okay, starting tag, ending tag, or we can say opening tag and ending tag. For opening tag, we use opening angular bracket question mark and then PHP tag. For closing, we have question mark then closing curly angular bracket. Okay. This is a basic syntax PHP code, and default file extension for PHP is .php, and PHP file normally contains HTML tags and some PHP script code. We will see example. This is a small PHP sample code hai. First of all, this is a doc type HTML, a header line. From this line, browser will be able to detect this is a HTML code. Okay. Then here the HTML root tag, then body tag, and here in the body tag we have a heading 1 and a PHP code. In PHP code we have only one statement, printing statement. For this we use echo. Echo means print. Echo is a output statement. Okay, print or display. And after writing this code, you have to save this file. You have to save this file with the extension .php. Okay, and you have to run this file on the server. Like in yesterday lecture, we run the PHP code. Then output of that code is hello world. The next point is these are some valid delimiters of PHP, like script language, PHP script tag close. Don't worry about that. We will see in further classes, further lectures. We will see all these things. PHP only parses code within its delimiters. Okay, within its delimiter, enclosed in its delimiter. Anything outside its delimiters, anything outside its delimiters is sent directly to the output and is not processed by the PHP. The code enclosed in delimiters only processed. Okay, outside of delimiters will not be processed by the PHP and directly sent to the output. And next is data types. Which type of data PHP can support? Like PHP stores whole numbers in a platform dependent range. Operating system. Platform means operating system. This range is typically that 32-bit signed integers. Signed means negative, positive, both. Unsigned means positive only, converted to signed values in certain situations. Arrays can contain elements of any type that handle in PHP, including resources, objects, even other arrays. Arrays can contain any type of elements like objects type, class type, even other arrays. PHP also supports strings, which can be used with single quotes, double quotes, or here doc syntax. We will see in further lectures. Don't worry about that. And next is commands in PHP. How to write commands in PHP and what are the commands? Commands basically non-executable statements. Okay, non-executable, and these are just additional information if you want to provide about the code. Okay, that if you want to specify the working of a particular code of lines, you can use any type of command like single line or multi-line. Okay, for single line you have to use forward slash, double forward slash or hash symbol. Then you can start your command, and this command is what, just additional information you want to provide about the code, and these are non-executable statements. Clear? But if your command is multi-line, more than one line, then you have to use this format. Okay, start with and end with. This is a forward slash and asterisk sign, and this then you have to terminate or close the command by using this asterisk sign and forward slash. And next, here is a simple example. Header line, then HTML root tag, then body tag, then we have a PHP tag here. Okay, start PHP script. Here is a single line command, and here is a multi-line command. Okay, then you can also use commands to leave out parts of the code of a code line. Okay, this is a multi-line command we use here. Okay, only this 15 is covered in the command. It depends on the requirement. Okay, where you need a command, you can specify. Here echo, here is what, X variable. Okay, variable is declared by using the dollar sign. Now next, PHP case sensitivity. Before understanding what is case sensitivity? Case sensitivity, it means if you are using like if you are using a variable in small letters. Okay, suppose there is a p variable, we have declared it by using dollar sign in small case. Okay, in small letters, but in further statements we are using p as a capital. Okay, if PHP treats them different, that small case is different, capital case is different, then we can say PHP is a case sensitive language. Okay, if it treats small case variable p different from capital case p, then we can say PHP is a case sensitive language. Clear? If you declared variable p in small letters, Then in further statements, you have to use in small letters, small case. Clear? Otherwise, it will generate an error message that P is not defined. Clear? And now in PHP keywords like if, else, while, do, echo, classes, functions, and user defined functions are not case sensitive. Clear? Remember this. Keywords, classes, functions, and user defined functions are not case sensitive. You can write either in small letters, in small case, or you can write them in capital cases also. Like in this example, echo, we write in capital letters, here in small letters, and here we use both small and capital letters. And after running this code, the output will be displayed. Okay. Clear? Keywords, classes, functions, and user defined functions are not case sensitive, but variables are case sensitive in PHP. If you declared in small letters, then you have to use anywhere in the code in small letters. Okay. On this slide, in PHP, a variable starts with the $sign and followed by the name of the variable. Okay. Here, this is a point. Variable names are case sensitive. $age and $age are two different variables. Okay. And in this code, it specifies how to declare a variable by using $sign. By using $sign, you can declare a variable. And if you are declaring variable and initializing it at the same time, like here, then you need not to specify the type of the variable. Okay. From the value of the variable, the type of variable is decided. Clear? Like 5 here is of integer type, then type of X will be considered as integer. Here the type of the value is float, so the type of the y is considered as float. Here a variable is txt, the type of the txt will be considered from its value, like here the value is string, so the type of the txt variable is string. Clear? But if you are only declaring a variable, not initializing at the same time, then there is need of defining data type. Okay. And now these are the printing statements. Here we print txt variables value. You can see the output here. And now this is the tag line break. This is the tag of HTML. Okay. In the previous slide, we learn a point where we seen that PHP code also contain HTML tags. Okay. And in PHP code, see, we have also HTML tag. Line break means next line. Like in C, C++, you have \n for next line. Okay. After printing txt value, then this line is processed and it transfer the control to next line. Then it print value of X variable, that is 5. Okay. After this statement is executed and it move the cursor to the next line and print value of Y. Okay. Here some rules for variables. Variable can have a short name like X, Y, or more descriptive name like age, car name, total value, volume. Okay, and here the some rules of declaring variables. Like variable starts with $sign and followed by a name of the variable. Okay, $sign like X. Okay, a variable name must start with the letter. You must start a variable name with the letter. Okay, or the underscore. Like here, start with letter, or we can use underscore like this. Underscore character. A variable name cannot start with the number. Okay, number will be not used as a first letter like this. This is a invalid variable. Okay, this is a valid variable. Valid. Okay, a variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. No other special symbols will be used in variable. Only underscore can be used. A variable names are case sensitive. Most important point, variable names are case sensitive. Like these variables are, PHP will treat them different. Okay. Okay, students, thank you. Thank you for watching the session.